Welcome back to the channel. The PlayStation boss Herman Hulst talked about the first year for the PlayStation 5 and hinted that 25 games are in development from internal studios around the world, and he can't wait to share what's coming to the PlayStation platform in the future. Now, I was thinking about games that could make a return, and two immediately come to mind. The first being Killzone. The first Killzone was sort of the answer to Halo, and it never really got there. Killzone 2 was the graphical showpiece that they were looking for, and the franchise never really took off beyond just some mediocre multiplayer. Killzone Shadowfall still is one of the better looking titles on any platform from a first-person shooter standpoint, but again, that never took off. But I think it's time for Killzone to be revisited. After Killzone, Guerrilla took a huge step in creating Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think they proved through that game and through the subsequent Forbidden West, which is coming out later next year, that they know how to tell a great story centralized around a character. So I think it's time for the knowledge to go full circle all the way back to Killzone. I think they could create something that's really unique from a first-person adventure story standpoint. And again, they've got something that skews heavily towards multiplayer as well. So I think if Sony puts some of that muscle behind that franchise, it can be something really special on the PlayStation 5. Now, of course, that's just one big franchise that I think could make a return and be incredibly successful this generation on the PlayStation 5. The other is MotorStorm, and with the recent success of Forza Horizon 5 and just open world style racers in general, I think MotorStorm would skew heavily towards that style of gameplay. Not only just with cars, MotorStorm also introduced motorcycles, monster trucks, ATVs. There's a ton of different racing type for each of those vehicles that they can implement in the game, and if they open it up in the style of Forza Horizon, I think it would be an absolutely incredible IP for the PlayStation 5. Just sitting here thinking about an open world style Forza Horizon game in the MotorStorm universe where you can hop into a monster truck and race somebody in a supercar and then hop onto an ATV and go off-road, even wave racers. They can introduce so many different types of racing that aren't in Forza Horizon to make MotorStorm more unique and more ambitious. And again, MotorStorm has always had that sort of high degree of destruction, and I think that would play heavily into a game like that. I think it would be incredible just being able to go online, have all different kinds of races against all different kinds of opponents. One person on a motorcycle, another in a monster truck going off-road to sort of cut the course in half and maybe get ahead of you. Somebody else on the water racing at the same time. If you've played Forza Horizon 5 or any Forza Horizon game, you know when you're racing sometimes airplanes, you're racing sometimes ATVs or even jet skis. Those are elements to Forza Horizon that you can't use. You're in the car and they're sort of, the AI is being controlled to make the race more exciting. But imagine in MotorStorm actually being able to go online and one person's on an ATV, the other person is in the monster truck. So just thinking about ways of expanding MotorStorm and giving it that open world feel, that's what it needs. And if they did that, I think it would be just so much fun and a huge, huge success. And not a carbon copy of Forza, because there's enough in the series right now that set it apart. So if they went open world, there'd still be the motorcycles, there'd still be all those different vehicles. And again, the destruction, I think, would play heavily into the racing and the online component. So those two games came to mind as really standouts for me when it came to some titles that can be reborn for the PlayStation 5. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video. Think about sharing it out on your favorite social media platform of choice. Maybe subscribe to the channel. At the very least, hit that like button. It helps me grow the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.